Okay, ladies and gentlemen and children, welcome back on the air. This is the man in the black mask. This took 2 days before Hurricane Ida, and there have been some tragedies, some bodies that have been recovered. So rest in peace to them. Hope they're in better places. Anyway, we're here to talk about a bizarre story that happened Monday. I would have brung it out that day, but hey, better late than never. It's still fresh, so it's out here. Okay, Rikers Island inmate found dead of an apparent suicide. Okay? I love sharing Riker stories with y'all because I've been in jail once for a crime I didn't commit, as are some of you audience members before me, especially Khalid Browder, God rest his soul. Okay? So now we're going to get started, okay? So are y'all ready? Okay, let's begin, y'all. A 57-year-old Rikers Island inmate died in an apparent suicide early Monday, authorities say. Segundo Guallpa was found unresponsive in a cell in the North Infirmary Command and pronounced dead at 1:30 a.m. after first responders were unable to revive him, said the City Department of Correction. This is a terrible tragedy. We have been in contact with Mr. Gualpa's next of kin and extended our deep condolences, said DOC Commissioner Vincent Schiraldi in a statement. We are providing assistance to our fellow law enforcement and oversight agencies as we conduct a full investigation. Gualpa was detained at the city jail August 19th on a charge of secondary strangulation, the agency said. The DOC said it has notified Gualpa's lawyer. The city medical examiner's office will determine the exact cause of death. I mean, seriously, what's there to determine? I mean, he killed himself, right? What's there to find? But I'm sure that they want to do an investigation again in case this is a case of foul play, because you never know what they might find, what else they might find, because something else do come up in cases like this. Now, let me tell you, I am happy that Rikers Island is going to close in 2027. I'm glad this started when Khalid Browder killed himself 2 years after he got out of Rikers Island. Okay? I'm glad this Rikers Island project started with Khalid Browder. I'm glad he made this shit happen for us, both in life and in death. Now, I'm sure that it will give these people, the jailers and the staff, an idea on how to treat certain inmates, especially when it comes to disability. Okay? And this happened at the North Infirmary Command Center. This is like the prison hospital that housed certain high profile inmates, like Bernard Getz and Leo Brancato. And it's just sad that Mr. Gualpa, killed himself. I wouldn't wish this on nobody. And each time I think of somebody killing themselves, I think of people like Robin Williams and Khalid Browder. But there was a catch. Robin Williams was never in jail, but he did have a serious illness. Khalid Browder, his mental illness did not start until after he got sent to Rikers. And 2 years after he was released from Rikers Island, he killed himself after years of failing mental health and years bouncing in and out of psych wards and everything else. Because remember, it was that PTSD from what was done to him at Rikers. So I'm sure these doctors had a very tough time treating him because he had PTSD so bad. But these things do happen. Some traumas they can't treat, no matter how much medication you get these people. But yeah, I think Rikers should close. I'm glad they're doing a good job, okay? We got about 6 more years left until they close. Rikers was supposed to close in 2026, but they moved it up a year. They recently closed the Tombs recently due to unsanitary conditions, but now there's another Tombs in Brooklyn. I'm glad they're doing something about the Manhattan Detention Center, aka the Tombs, and moving those inmates to the Brooklyn section. And I hope that the treatments they receive, those federal inmates, I sure hope they're not being abused. But I sure hope that Mr. Segundo Guallpa, the man that was found dead in a cell at the NIC, the North Infirmary Command, I sure hope that he wasn't abused. Because most of these inmate suicides stem from abuse, either from other inmates or the staff. And I gotta admit though, this is a very painful tragedy. This is causing a lot of depression and anxiety, especially for the elderly and the disabled, in the time of the pandemic. When such inmates, when such people like that are prone to isolation, because the isolation tends to bring out the worst in some people. And like I said, I felt Segundo Guallpa should have never been held on bail. He qualified for no bail. You know, he should have been released without bond, according to his lawyer. And this bail reform thing started with Khalid Browder, because when Khalid Browder was sent to Rikers, he had to post bail, which his mother could not afford. I don't know what the fuck his father was doing the whole time, because he had money. He could have bailed Khalid Browder's ass out of jail, but he chose not to. Just fucking left him there to burn. And I know he's feeling the guilt right now. I know he is. And his mother died from the stress of the trauma of seeing her son locked up, and, you know, him killing himself about 5 years after his first arrest and everything else. By the time they dropped the charges against him, it was too fucking late. The damage was already done. He was already fucked up. You know what I'm saying? If I had been to Rikers and had all that fucking shit done to me in there, I too would be traumatized. And I probably would have killed my motherfucking self. I mean, come on. That shit will rob you of your sleep. You're being locked up right there on Rikers and having these motherfuckers violate you day in and day out. When Browder's first suicide attempt was in 2012. That's how this whole shit started. And each time he landed in medical, they sent his ass right back to general population and more bullshit after another. And I think that the same motherfuckers that killed Segundo Guallpa was also the same motherfuckers that killed Khalid Browder and others before him. I know they did. The jail ought to be fucking sued for adding abuse on top of abuse and not looking after the best interests of those inmates. They haven't even been convicted of nothing. They're accused of crimes, presumed innocent until proven guilty, and are awaiting trial. Some of them are serving less than a year. And yet they're still being treated like pieces of shit. I bet you that's what happened with Segundo Guallpa. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if he was abused. But I'm sure more is going to come out related to this story. And I hope it does. And yeah, I will bring that out too. But I'm just praying that that man wasn't abused. But if he was, I wouldn't be surprised. Anybody can be abused in jail or prison. You know that, and I know that. I mean, it's not a pretty sight, man. This is just total bullshit. And I'm sure this would be enough to re-traumatize those that have been locked up at Rikers Island, either as children or as adults. The shit that goes on behind the wall. I mean, I'm just glad I was out before I got sent to Rikers, because I'll tell you, I was in central booking, okay? I was in central booking for a crime I didn't commit. I was framed, okay? I was framed. Not for murder, but definitely for a serious crime. I couldn't imagine being framed for murder. Just being accused of murder would be enough to fuck up your life. Just like rape. A rape accusation can be just as worse as a rape charge itself. You ought to think about that. Give it a good thought, man. Rest in peace, Segundo Guallpa, and rest in peace, Khalid Browder. They're going to close Rikers in 6 years. You don't worry. And I hope Guallpa's family sues, just like the Browder family did. This warrants a lawsuit if there's any abuse and neglect involved. And I wouldn't be surprised if he had health problems that required medicine and occasional treatment and everything, and then they medically neglected him, and then he just fucking took his own life to get away from the abuse. This shit saddens me. This could have been any of us. Because a lot of us are disabled. A lot of us have struggled even before COVID-19 hit. And to add bullshit on top of the bullshit that we shouldn't have had to deal with in the first place, yeah, it will be enough to make us kill ourselves. Or somebody else. I mean, you never know. But I wouldn't wish this on nobody. Not a single fucking living soul, man. But this needs to fucking stop, man. They need to fix Rikers Island. Even if it don't close, they need to fix that fucking place. Just like they're fixing the tombs. If you could do the same shit to the tombs, you could do the same shit to Rikers Island. Now get up off your asses and do your fucking job and stop making excuses. And make sure each inmate that is locked up, man, woman, child, they get proper care and are not further abused. It's your fucking fault both Browder and Guallpa are dead. You killed them, you motherfuckers. You fucking killed them. And now you're allowed to get away with murder? You can just live on and not expect to suffer the consequences? You're in for a rude awakening, man. You're in for a rude awakening. You fucked up, man. You ain't gonna get away with this shit. You are not gonna fucking win. And we're gonna close you motherfuckers. Anyway, thank you for listening to the Man in the Black Mask. And tell me what you think about this whole article that I just read and shared with you. And if I can find something else, I'll be back tonight. If not, another time. But I will have something else to put out no matter what. If I can't do it today, tomorrow, or the day after. But you're going to see it. And political views are important in the face of COVID. I'm not going to say that I'm glad COVID-19 hit, but I'm just saying I'm glad I'm signed up for this channel just to express my political views about some of the news articles that I read and share with y'all. I've got too much to say when it comes to these things, because some of those things that y'all read and hear about tend to hit close to home. Okay? This is relatable in every sense of the word. Would I just bring anything out to you? Would I lie to you? Fuck no. The Man in Black Mask has always been frank about the stuff that he's been through and the stuff that he reads to you, especially if it hits close to home. Because a lot of this shit hits close to family. You know that, and I know that. So anyway, thank you for listening to the Man in the Black Mask. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click that bell so that you can get notified each time I get on the air. You deserve that. And the Man in the Black Mask is going to make sure you get what you deserve. So let's not disappoint ourselves here. Keep up the good work, y'all. Keep supporting the Man in the Black Mask. The Man in the Black Mask loves you. He loves each and every one of you. So good luck, be well, and have a good day. And thank you for your support.